We gave John Olsen, the chairman of the Adelaide Crows, one of the most beautiful introductions there. He doesn't get the same one now. It's just a "G'day, Johnny, how are you?"
Hi, guys. Good to be with you this
Hi,
afternoon.
John.
Appreciate having you, Johnny. You're up
Hi,
in the
Richie.
Harbour City still, I believe.
Yes, I am. Just finished President's and Commission meeting.
Can we pry a little bit and see what was on the agenda today? I'd be very surprised if Tasmania wasn't on the agenda.
Well, of course, we always get an update on Tasmania and the 19th licence. And one of the key features, of course, is the release next on the 18th of March, where all venues have been booked out, given the demand for entry to the announcement on the logo and details of the new Tasmanian team. And they're adding new venues so that more people can attend. So it's a very encouraging sign from the public in Tasmania to the 19th licence. In addition to that, we discussed industry finances, challenges and opportunities going forward, growth of Aussie rules football across the country, and of course, concussion would have been a matter of discussion.
Is the bank balance looking good for the AFL?
The bank balance is looking good, but that you will need that in terms of investing in growth, particularly on the eastern seaboard, whilst maintaining traditional footy states like Western Australia, South Australia and Tasmania aren't forgotten in the process, and investing in young talent emerging in the traditional footy states.
John, I don't need to tell you about the volatility of politics, but if there is not a Tasmanian state government to support a venue for the Tasmanian AFL team, what do you do then?
Well, it's very clear. The AFL has clearly put on the agenda the criteria for a Tasmanian team. That's a negotiated position, and that hasn't changed.
Okay.
I just go back to the position in South Australia with the shift to Adelaide Oval, where the then government was supported it, the then opposition was opposed to it. And the government of the day got an endorsement for that. And it's the same circumstances apply in Tasmania. And given the response of the public in Tasmania to at last getting their licence as a traditional footy state, it might well reflect in the outcome of the election itself.
John, you've got your own issues with venue. Last night you announced a profit, you're debt-free, but you still can't get your hands on Thebarton Oval, and there are more and more public meetings in the area. If I use the word frustrated, would that fit your mood?
How would it exasperated suffice?
Look,
over the last 12 months, this is now the third public consultation in the course of the last 12 months, and 3 years since we first opened up dialogue with the City of West Torrens. But we now have an agreement with the City of West Torrens, which is now the subject of a shift to Thebarton by the State Planning Authority. We always said that we wanted to arrive at Thebarton and be seen to be a good neighbour, and over the course of the last year, we have looked at issues such as parking, traffic management, made adjustments without compromising our proposal to meet the needs of the local community or the issues that the local community raised with us. And so we've attempted during the process to respond to legitimate issues, and we've adjusted to some issues that have been raised. I would hope now that it's before the State Planning Authority, hopefully over the next month or so, we'll get an indication about their view of the proposal. And I would be hoping that we would be able to go to tender in say, June, and then start the process on site shortly after that.
John, I'm not sure if you can answer this. I was talking about it with Rooch on air the other day. These people complaining about the traffic, the imposition that may be on it. How different would that be to back in my day when I was playing at Thebarton Oval when there were 6,000 to 10,000 people attending games there then? Surely the road infrastructure is better now than it was back then.
Well, it'll be far better, Kim, because the South Australian government have agreed to give us a direct entry off Surface South Road onto the site to eliminate traffic of staff parking of staff in the streets. That'll all happen on site. So to your point, it is a lot better, and it's better because of the plan and the result of the Minister, Tom Koutsantonis, agreeing that we would have a direct entry off South Road onto the site, not via local streets.
How many people, I don't know if you can tell us this as well, are creating these roadblocks, for the use of a better word? Are we talking about 50 people? Are we talking about thousands of people? How many people are up in arms about it?
Well, that's very hard for me to say, Kim, because I'm not a signed-up member of the 5031 group.
Oh, right. So they don't... right, okay.
Yeah, I can tell you that number. I can tell you that number. Now, John, Kim is convinced you'll sign Matthew Nix to a contract extension before the season begins. I know you hate timelines because they block you in, but is optimism genuinely felt within the boardroom? It's a good idea to get this done, get it away as a distraction before the season begins?
Look, whether it's Nixie, the administration or the board, we're all on the same page. And Matthew Nix has been an outstanding coach. The environment and culture we have at that football club at the moment, he's been a key catalyst for that with Adam Kelly and, of course, supported by CEO Tim Silvers. So we are all at one in the direction that we're taking, and we'll have discussions. And as Nixie said himself, he's not overly concerned with us today, tomorrow, or next month, or in 3 months' time. So we'll just work our way through the process, and we'll get there, as they say, in the fullness of time.
Yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't want the speculation going on for 3 months, though. It seems a little weird. Like Nixie's, we've had him on, and he's desperate. He's keen to stay. You're saying you want him to stay. So normally it's just term or dollars. So why can't it get done?
Well, we'll work our way through that as in normal commercial negotiations you have with key elements of the club. And obviously Matthew Nix is a very key element of the club. And as you say, we're all on the same page about going forward. So we'll have the discussions. They'll take their course, and as soon as they're concluded, we'll make an announcement. You'll be the first to know.
Oh, I bet I'm not.
Hey, John.
No, one more question, Johnny. You know I like to keep going. I'm like a dog with a bone. Is term a problem, the length of the contract, or is it dollars? Or otherwise, just get it done. I'm going to end up with egg in my face. I said it'll be done before round one.
No. It's under active consideration. How's that sound?
Oh, sounds well. We did hear the talk started 2 weeks ago. Anyway, all right, we'll
John,
stand by.
That very serious topic now that is concussion, you say you've been briefed on it again today. Now, where's the AFL at with this one? When we got the AFL Chief Medical Officer saying we could reach the point where there's no tackling at training to minimise risk, what's the dialogue from the AFL to the clubs, and how much do the clubs now come to understand that there is a real new line in the sand after the Powell, Pepper and Webster hearings?
Yes, there's an understanding of that. And there's been discussions between the AFL and senior administration and football departments of all the clubs. And that's a work in progress. Also, as far as the clubs are concerned, the issue of liability is a key focus and issue for clubs. So they are the matters that were the subject of discussion. Good progress has been made in those discussions today, but further work needs to be done.
Hey, Johnny, I want to give you a big tick at the club. There was a lot of talk that Tom Dudo would be announced as captain, and he wasn't. My understanding was at the players' vote, he was well down the pecking order. You probably haven't heard this. I don't know if you want to hear it, but he did an interview up in Queensland, and it has blown us away because he has gone on to say why he never fully embraced South Australia. And he's named things like he doesn't get why we're so parochial over Farmers Union and fruit chocks and Cooper's beer and... You know, up in Queensland, everyone gets up and goes for a walk in the morning. I thought we did that here in South Australia. So you got it bloody right not giving him the captaincy.
Well, I assume he's now talking to his new constituencies,
Perhaps.
the members in Queensland.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to ingratiate himself to a new audience. It was grovelling and sickening.
Well, good luck to him. I hope his career continues okay for him.
John, were you tempted in general business to bring up score review?
Oh.
No, I didn't. And the reason I didn't is we had that discussion with the chair and the CEO last year in September. And we had a clear discussion then, and I just reinforce our fixture this year. 6 Thursday, Friday night games. We had one last year. On Broadway, principally around the country, rather than, as they say, off Broadway. Travel is different this year than what it's been last year. So in a number of instances, there has been some movement forward for the Adelaide Footy Club, particularly as it relates to its fixture. And I know that Friday night and Saturday night games, Thursday, Friday night games, for example, for country people, that's a problem because driving home a couple of hours after a game is challenging, but it is really important for our supporter base. By and large, we've had an increase of 27% in attendance at Adelaide Oval last year. The hospitality spaces on several occasions was absolutely sold out. There wasn't a seat in any hospitality area left. And our revenue uplift of 4.6% meant that we were able to return a profit this year with no debt. And that is critical as we look to a new facility at Thebarton, where we will need to borrow substantial funds to be able to complete the project.
Yeah, over 100 million now.
Well, as time keeps going, so the price keeps adjusting. But we are very much alive to that and very conscious that at no stage can we put the long-term viability at the club at risk for the want of building a new training and administration facility.
John, we're running out of time. We always appreciate having a chat to you. Good news now, the Adelaide Footy Club's Board of Directors is full after Graham Goodings was appointed on that. And just to finish on a happy note, here's a text from Nick saying, I don't understand why there's any hurry to sign up Nixie. So there you go.
Well, we're moving as
snail's pace
as we can for all parties to get there, and we'll get there at the end of the day. I have no doubt about that.
It'll be a great announcement before round one. Good on you, Johnny. Appreciate your time. Travel safely.
Thanks, guys. Good to be with you.